Hello everyone, I'm Cresyl Snapdragon. This video is meant to give you a brief look at what you will be getting for your money if you choose to buy Bless Online. Now, NeoWiz Games has been considering making Bless Online a buy-to-play model upon release in the West, which I can totally get behind because, let's be honest, those MMOs with buy-to-play models can provide more in the way of content regarding DLC and expansions, and such games tend to maintain a larger player base for a significantly longer amount of time because the content they release is of higher quality than those that are free to play. Take Elder Scrolls Online for example. ZeniMax is constantly releasing amazing content because they have the funds to do so. Granted, they really try to milk you for all you're worth with their optional monthly subscription with seriously great benefits and their loot crates. I mean, thanks ZeniMax, you've given me a gambling addiction, and I love it! But I'm okay with that, because look at the content they put out. Anyway, back to the matter at hand, which is, should you fork up the money to buy Bless Online? Well, one reason you might seriously consider this is the character creation. The character creation alone would make me fork up the money to buy this game. But that is because I've been a sucker for character creation ever since the first Sims debuted in February of 2000. Insane, right? Obviously the character creation in this game puts that of the first Sims to shame, but I have to say, it truly rivals that of even The Sims 4. In all honesty, there are few MMOs that meet the standard of character creation that Bless Online is living up to. And if I had to throw out a few names, it'd be Black Desert Online and, I don't know, Riders of Icarus. There are many hair and facial presets to choose from, and I love how in-depth you can get with choosing different colors for almost everything, including different parts of the eye. You can't help but just wanting to make the most perfect looking boyfriend on this game, am I right, ladies? Okay, if you're not laughing, I guess not, but alright, we're just gonna move on. On to the gameplay itself. Well, there are two factions that are battling it out, and let's be honest, need to get over themselves. But who doesn't like a bit of in-game faction rivalry? Makes for a really exciting gameplay. I do think this game does a pretty good job of dividing the players based on loyalty to a particular faction, and as we've seen with Elder Scrolls Online, this can make for pretty entertaining PvP. The nice thing about this game is that the questing that occurs prior to PvP isn't as arbitrary as it is in, say, Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online caters to those interested in purely PvP, and the PvE element is just there reminding you that you aren't in a guild that participates in PvP. In Bless Online, the PvE gameplay is incredibly immersive, and you can tell a lot of care has been placed in the storyline to make it maintain interest. In my opinion, it's the story that should make an MMO, not the endgame or the PvP content. And I do honestly believe the developers did a good job in making that a reality. Bringing me to another reason you should consider buying this game, the potential replay value. Each race has its own starting area, and each faction has its own storyline for you to experience, and that alone, at least in my opinion, increases the potential replay value quite significantly. Now, with that being said, quest lines for each race within the separate factions converge into the same storyline once you've left the starting area, making the gameplay for your alternative characters similar. But there are other aspects of gameplay that can create uniqueness for each of your alts. For instance, they can specialize in different crafting abilities and combat skills. So even still, there's quite the potential for replay value in this game as you test the waters to find which build you prefer. Lastly, taming creatures in this game is just a hell of a lot of fun. Almost everything you see is tameable, and there are so many different species to find and choose from that the odds of you having the exact same thing as everyone else is pretty low. You can tame both pets and mounts, and guess what? Are you ready for this? They don't just serve the purpose of standing there and looking pretty. You actually derive benefits from having pets by your side. I mean, move over, ESO, am I right? You can also level up your pet through several tiers that dictate what benefits will be derived from companionship. To pass your pet on up through the tiers, you will have to tame multiples of the same species, which can be a grind, but totally worth it for those benefits. I do want to mention quickly that the minigame to tame pets can be hit or miss with how pissed off you'll get, because it can actually be really challenging. But man, you will feel accomplished when you successfully tame that ferret-looking thing. Now before I leave you to decide whether you'll fork up the cash, there are some cons that we must discuss. Firstly, leveling. I cannot stand the leveling mechanic in this game. It is truly the bane of my existence. If the rate at which you are leveling doesn't keep up with the level of the main quest line, you end up hitting a roadblock, and then you have to, excuse my French, grind it out until you've reached the level that allows you to continue the main storyline. So do the side quests. Those side quests will keep that roadblock at bay. Second, make sure to save your character creations as presets to be edited in the future, because you never know exactly how your character will look in game. For instance, if you choose bright eyeshadow as makeup in the character creation interface, well, my darling, those colors will be almost blinding in gameplay. So think before you act. Thirdly, I really hope they work on the mailing and trading features upon release, because currently you are unable to mail and trade items with friends on the Japanese Rebuild server, so if you want to loan your buddy some taming scrolls, well, sorry, they're screwed. They'll have to craft their own. Anyway, don't let these cons deter you from buying and enjoying this game. While I don't agree that this MMO is going to outshine all the other MMOs currently in existence, like some reviewers have been saying, I do believe it has the potential to be really enjoyable and maintain a player base for a long period of time. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoy the video.